Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered! Today it's going to be a match between Jaedong and Goojila here on Aztec. Left side of the map it is the yellow Protoss player Goojila, and at the top side it is the pink Zerg player Jaedong. Gonna be good stuff. Alright, so today we are going to see this game from only Jaedong's perspective. I've had a few requests to do this. I said I would do it, but it's been a while. And I haven't done it, so we're going to do it today. I feel like I need to be a man of my word. So if you don't like this, we're just going to do this one time, and maybe I will recast it with Goojila's perspective if you let me know in the comments you'd like me to do that. Deal? Deal. Alright, so sending the Overlord into a random direction, well, a direction where a player can spawn on this 3-player map. And he guessed right. He had a 50% chance. He guessed right, and that is why he is Jaedong. Okay. That's not it, but... that is not it at all. Well, maybe part of it. Getting lucky is a good part of winning here in StarCraft, especially StarCraft Brood War. He's going to go overpool, just a little bit safe, and a little bit economic. Pretty darn standard here. And yeah, 490 APM for Goojila and 470 APM for Jaedong. A probe shows up. Dun 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 dun. Kill it. Kill the probe. It's scouting the fact that I went overpool. Oh no. And then he disappears into the fog. This is kind of cool. I kind of like this. I do. So now the drone goes out, fully expecting to get the hatchery blocked. Watch this. Oh, never mind. The probe was waiting for him on the ramp to get a first shot off. The probe's going to win this fight. And he actually has to send the drone home. What an ambush. Dude, this is fun. Okay. I like this. I'm liking this a lot. And then the probe comes in to block. But he's taken some hits already, so the drone can win this fight. It was, I don't know. Would you rather get a block off? I guess the delay is about what it would be otherwise. Like, it doesn't really matter, right? The hatchery is delayed, and that's what matters. And the probe comes back in to see what's going on. No gas taken yet. Interesting. Meanwhile, Overlord does scout. The Forge fast expand here from Goojila. Recognizes there's a cannon coming up as the pool is done. And there are lings out, and you want to respect the Zerglings, of which there are 6, which the probe sees. So far, so good. I would say this is pretty darn standard for a ZVP macro-style game here for your Saturday. Hit that like button if you're enjoying it thus far, because it's been interesting and different. And I'd like to do interesting and different things on the channel from time to time. So again, I understand some people will not like this, but we're doing it today. And if it gets good feedback and good response, maybe we'll do another one next month. Like, this isn't going to be an all-the-time thing. But I was just interested to see how Jaedong approaches the game. So he sees the probes holding the line there. The second cannon, he sees that warping in too. He's like, I don't know, I could probably get in there and get some scouting off, but I'd lose all these Zerglings, and I'd rather have them out in case a zealot or something decides to come across the map and kill me. But is that the first gateway? That might be the first gateway. See, he doesn't know. He doesn't know if this is the first gateway or the second gateway, or even if there's an expansion back there, really. I guess the Overlord did catch a glimpse of that warping in, so there's a good chance that's happening. Probably time for our third base, honestly, if you're Jaedong. So let's see. Oh, never mind. He's got it. He's already making it down here to the south, because of course he has. If I think he should do it, then he started doing it 20 seconds ago. That's exactly how this works. Alright, so Overlord continuing to scout around, recognizing, okay, if that's the gateway, you can't possibly have Dragoons out yet. So let's continue to scout out and stay away from cannons. And does he want to check on that Nexus? He doesn't want to check on the Nexus. So he's just going to come in and see what's going on. As far as the gas saturation, and really nothing is crazy here from Goojila at all. This probe can't really get out, though, because there's Zerglings here. Speed's on the way. It's not done yet. It will take some time for it to finish. But the probe doesn't want to go out there because the lings will shut down any attempts to expand at this point. So this is why you keep the lings alive rather than suiciding them in for scouting, because you can scout anyway. See how the Overlord is scouting anyway? Oop, took a cannon shot. Stay back, Zergling. Now the Zealot is out, and he goes back into the darkness. And lair timing here, as we do want to get that Spire, because we haven't seen anything to indicate that it's going to be Spire, or rather going to be a Stargate, but again, it's Goojila. Based on everything else that he's seeing, he has to know it's going to be Corsairs. So he's going to top, there you go, Spire getting started here at about 4 minutes and 50 seconds. maybe a little bit earlier than that, saturating up his third base a little bit. He is expecting some kind of a big attack. in the form of zealots with speed to come across the map and kill him or try to kill the third base. Look at this. This is so good. Goojila wants a third, and the Lings are like, no, we're not going to get it. It's not happening. We can snipe that probe, even if there are zealots escorting it. You need more than that. You need more than 2 slow zealots in order to make that happen. But look, Citadel of Adun is just now coming in. Corsair in production. So we can cheat a little bit, because we have the production tab. But, I mean, none of this is going to be a surprise to Jaedong at all. Like, none of this is anything he hasn't encountered 100 million times before. And so far, so good. So the Zealots come out, and 3 Zealots is enough to make the Lings think twice about their decision to stay here. But they do want to try to catch that probe if the probe comes down for a third base. And he's like, still no third. This is going extremely, extremely well for me. Now, the Corsairs are going to start showing up. There it is. He sees it with the Zerglings. Catches a cannon shot there on that one Zergling. See how long it takes to regenerate health? Goodness gracious, it's insane. Loses a couple Zerglings there a little bit carelessly, and then the Corsair shows up. There are 2 sets of Scourge in production. The Overlords are not where you would think they would be, at least not in the easy places to find. They're kind of just in random spots on the map, which is probably the best thing for them. The Zealots decide to head down to the third base, so now it's time to toss up maybe some Sunkens, like a Creep Colony would be really nice right about now, and there it is, Creep Colony coming up. Zealots do not have legs yet. It is kind of far away. It's a bit of an earlier style attack. But slow Zealots can kill stuff just as easily as fast Zealots can. Why did he pull back? Is he... I might be grouping up. He might be grouping up to come in for a big attack here. This... I mean... Those 4 Zealots show up and this Sunken's not here, and I think this base just dies. What is he pulling back for? Is he waiting for speed? That really seems like a mistake to me. Seems like a massive mistake to me to sit back there and wait until speed is done, because those 4 Zealots can come in. That is not walled off. They kill the Creep Colony, and then the third base is done. There were not enough Lings out on the map to stop that from happening. Nice hold position. Scourge gets wiped out by Corsair. So far, no Corsairs have died as far as I have seen. And the Zerglings are like, where'd the Zealots go? Was that a feint? That might have just been a feint. He's like, I want to force... Jaedong to make a bunch of stuff, and then I'll keep my Zealots at home, and then we'll attack later. 2 Zealots. Lings want to get the heck on out of there. Templar Archives on the way from the Protoss player. The Zealots decide instead to come up to the natural when there's already a Sunken. I don't know. I don't know what Goojila is doing here. He's got to be taking a third, right? Production tab says there's not a third Nexus in production, but it might have come in when I wasn't paying attention. Zealots just make a bit of a run by right into the natural base, and by golly, Jaedong got caught by surprise there. But then he just leaves. It's like, we denied some mining time. Just head on out, and now of course lurkers are out because lurkers are an important aspect of everybody's ZVP. Spores in production, just to deal with the annoying Corsairs, which are still in production according to that tab, by the way. Also, a robotics facility is coming in. The mass Corsairs get scouted as they're heading over here. And this Overlord's probably dead, based on that trajectory. Jaedong doesn't even try to run it. Oh, interesting. Came over here. So this Overlord is dead. This one was smart. He's like, I know I'm not dead. It's fine. This is a lot of Corsairs and not many Hydralisks or Scourge over here. Jaedong gambled and he lost. Oh, he's going to be supply blocked so much after this. The main base is a pretty good... He's going to do it. He's going to do it. It's going to come around. Come on, just poke. Just poke in and see this Overlord. It's a free Overlord. It's free real estate. Is that Archon stuck? I think that Archon is stuck. He's going to die. Oh, no, he's not taking damage. I thought he might be taking damage from that Lurker, but no. I can't believe this Overlord is alive. He should not be alive. Queen's Nest finishing up for Jaedong, thinking about taking a 4th base now. I think Scourge did just take down one of the Corsairs, but the count is a little bit heavy from Goojila, as we expect them to be. Little glimpse of them as they murder the Scourge. I mean, the Forge is researching a plus attack upgrade, so, like, this totally sucks. Is there even an Observer in production? Nope. There's got to be an Observer, because that's what this is. And there, oh, I can see it. I can see the Observer. It's kind of distorting the ground beneath it. That's pretty good. So then the Lurkers die. And is there still not a 3rd base from Goojila at 10 minutes? Maybe it's up here. He probably took it up here, but Jaedong hasn't even bothered to scout that yet. So Lurkers defending. Hive on the way. We're going to get to those defilers fast and use them excellently because that is the Jaedong way. And the Scourge probably could. There we go. So they do scout the presence of the Nexus coming up at the third base up here to the north, but there is no gas up there. So that is a pretty decent tell that it's going to be a lot of Zealots here out of the Protoss player. He just doesn't have the gas to go for like Archons and High Templar and Storm and Reavers, you know. He is getting Storm, mind you, but it's not going to be a lot of gas income for all of those things. He's going to have a lot of minerals to dump, and that is going to be Zealots. He's making 3 at a time right now. Look at him sunkening up his main. He is worried about something showing up here. Worried about Zealots maybe shuttling in. Maybe an Archon showing up. That'd be really bad too. Scourge flying around trying to find where these annoying Corsairs are that are so fast. And look, DTs do come in. Wow, he's got a Sunken and a Spore, so that saves the day. Incredible. What a play there. He didn't know it would be DTs, but he knew it was a possibility, so he prepared for it. Scourge Art got it. Ooh, Scourge taking out a couple of those Corsairs. There are only 7 remaining. Still a decent number. Still a problem here for Jaedong, but not horrendous. Alright, so 4 basing it versus 3 basing it, but without that gas we've mentioned previously. He is getting the robotic support bay, though. So he is going to try to go for these Reavers, which is just an assumption you got to make. If you're Jaedong, is it's going to be all the splash damage, right? Zealots do come in. Ooh, and then the Storm Drop follow-up there. God, that's good. Oh, the High Templar gets sniped, does not get inside the shuttle. That is a bit of a loss for Goojila, but he kills a bunch of drones. 5 or 6 of them go down. It's 58 to 50 total workers. And here at 12 minutes, this is where Jaedong needs to be pulling ahead in overall supply, but he's just not. He's at 136 to 94. I think Goojila, especially recently, has done a good job putting the pressure on and really slowing Jaedong down. But Zealots aren't getting through here. I mean, now there are lurkers, and now there are more lurkers, and now there are 2 Sunkens and additional lurkers, and it's not great. Ooh, 4th base does get scouted by the Scourge. I didn't realize that Jaedong used Scourge as scouts so much. It makes perfect sense. They're fast, they're tiny, they've got pretty good vision radius for how small they are, and they can do a good job scouting bases. I like that. I like it a lot. So Goojila just kind of poking in. Jaedong can't quite tell what's here, which is why he's sending these lings down, possibly, to get a wraparound and maybe to scout, see what's going on. It's like, you know what? Maybe Goojila's front door is wide open. Maybe I can run in there and kill some stuff. Just kidding. There's a whole bunch of Zealots. He's trying to focus down the High Templar, but there's too many Zealots present, and the lings have to get on out. So, +1 armor for the Zealots, or for the Zerglings, rather. +2 attack for the Zealots, though. Working on +3. Keeping that Forge alive was a really big deal for Goojila. So I don't know. I feel like Goojila is playing this very well. Again, he's very, very, very capable of beating Jaedong. He just is. Plague being researched by Jaedong. Scourge do not get hits there, and the Corsairs disappear into the fog of war. Additional Scourge here. I mean, this Bisu's introduction of Corsairs. Oh, got it. Did not get the shuttle. The Storm Drop is pretty good. The Lurker's annoying, but everybody gets out of there. The Bisu's introduction of the Corsair into the PvZ matchup just changed everything. Again, Day9 talked about that on his channel a while ago. Nice Plague, though. A lot of those Zealots catching the Plague. Maybe we'll call it the COVID-19. Yeah, the Zealots probably could have handled that, except they got plagued. Poor Archon has to get out of there with all of, like, 40 HP. His Zealot is still here, and Jaedong shows no interest in killing it. So we're 4 base to 4 base. I really feel like Jaedong needs to expand again, and he's thinking about it right here. Finally clearing out that Zealot with his Zerglings that do have adrenal glands, because they're very fast attackers. Is he going Queen? Is that Queen? Ah, it's doing the thing where it's not telling me what it is. That's got to be Defiler energy, doesn't it? Metasynaptic nodes. He's not making Queens. That'd be dumb to get Queen energy. Nicely done, sniping down the Observer, and then a beautiful, beautiful, life-changing Plague there. The Defiler wiggling back home. And the Zealots are all just delicious strawberry jam upon their persons. But it has harmed them as well. Wooly 4 Reaver drop, Batman! Goojila shows up out of nowhere with 4 Reavers, kills 4 or 5 drones, gets a lurker, killing Zerglings, taking down Sunkens like they're made of nothing. The Scourge show up, and the Reavers are like, yeah, that's, you know what, we're totally fine. Keeps the dropships alive. Goojila, man. He's in a position to win this game right now. We're only 15 minutes in. We have a long way to go, obviously, but this is pretty brutal stuff. It's only 52 drones right now for Jaedong at 15 minutes, which is not the usual stuff. Hydras fighting directly against Reavers is never a good thing for the Hydras, but sometimes you gotta do it. Sometimes you don't have a choice exactly. Was detection might have been killed, so this lurker is like the one saving grace. Never mind it, there's detection here. And Jaedong is in an immense amount of trouble. He really is. The Reaver's pulling back. I think the shuttles are alive. The shuttles are alive. Good hit, though. Maybe a plague. Ooh, a Dark Swarmer. Oh, and a Reaver gets sniped. I don't know that standing in here was the correct choice necessarily, but this Reaver is getting some work done. Pick it up and run. The Scourge chasing. No. No. Oh, the Corsair saving the day. Did he unload it? He unloaded the Reaver. But guess who's here? What an insane little setup this is. Goojila is not allowing Jaedong to rest whatsoever here in the main base. Another Reaver shows up, protected by Dark Swarm. The irony is thick right now. Lurker's getting picked out. It's 180 to 116 supply. Dude, Goojila is not a joke. He is not a joke. Dude, getting the Spire would be massive. It would be so stupidly... Dude, the Corsairs are getting picked off by Hydras and Spores, though. Finish the Spire. Zealot, Storm, Hydras, no. The combination of Reaver, Zealot, Storm is like anti-Hydra everything. Get the Spire. Get the... Are you kidding? The dropship play today is insane out of Goojila. This is such a great style. And the Spire's done. I mean, he's not killing it, mind you, but the Spire's done. Okay, Spire and Queen's Nest go down. The Muta tech switch out of Jaedong is interesting, and he is getting some lurkers up at Goojila's attempt at getting a 5th base down here. But man, he's going to try to deny upgrades by killing the Evo chambers. The Zealots are like, we don't care about you, Mutalisks. Sure, we can't shoot up, but we have 1 armor. And getting the Hive would be a massive, massive win. But it's not going to happen. The Mutalisks take down the Reavers. The Lurkers take down the Zealots, and the Hive is at the 1,000 hit points. Not healthy, but also not dead. Good Storm, and the Lurkers get cleaned out. So he does save the Nexus with some good Storm play. Oh, look at that. That's cool. That's the last thing Jaedong saw, was this white outline of a Nexus. The Mutas are like, you know what you don't have is a lot of Dragoons. And your Corsairs took some hits there, too, in that last battle. So that means I can actually make Mutas. That's so important that those Corsairs got taken down by the Hydralisks and the Spores, that the Mutas are way more viable than they should be. Additional Corsairs are on the way. Oh, Shuttle's getting sniped down. Yeah, cannons, anything that can hit the Mutalisks is going to have a good time, but nice snipe on the High Templar. Dude, this tech switch is getting Jaedong back into this game. He was not in this game for the longest time. Okay, for like 5 minutes. But now he is. He's still down in supply, but the Mutas have done some seriously good work. And we're going for a Ling Hydra tech switch here. He wants to wipe out the space of Goojila's. I mean, another expansion happened for Jaedong while all the shenanigans were happening over there. The Corsairs are like, what up? Mutalisks. Ooh, how many High Templar can they get to kill? 1? Okay, the answer was 1. They're all dead now, but that's okay. Jaedong's done with them anyway. It's time for Hydra Ling Defiler tech. Bruh, just flooding down from the top side. Everything's been strawberry jammed. Trying to jump on top of this Reaver. Goosh. What happens every time I try to jump on top of a Reaver, I can tell you that. Bad things happen to me. That Lurker dies. This Reaver, though, doing some great, great work today. And does get sniped out. Replacement Reaver is here. But he's generally alone, and he dies, too. And this base is in a lot of trouble. But guess who storm dropped back here and got 8 kills? Yeah, Goojila did. The drones are running for their lives. So the Zealots handle the Hydralisks. And is there detection here for the Protoss player? Maybe. Is he gonna... He's gonna try to sneak down here. I don't know if Jaedong's attention is... He really wants to kill this base. But yes, he's aware. He's aware of what's happening. And then unload, 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 unload. Unload. The drones are coming back in. So he goes for those drones on the gas. Gets 3 of them. It's not bad. This High Templar is still sitting over here. The Hydras are really desperately trying to kill this Nexus. But man, Reavers, Zealots, and Storm. Again, it's the Holy Triumvirate. This High Templar is shutting down all mining at this 4th base for Jaedong. The 5th base is happy. The 6th base is happy. Goojila hangs on to his 5th. This might very well get an epic tag, even though it's for one player's perspective, which is weird, I know. But I'm having fun with it. It's kind of neat to see what Jaedong sees in this game. Trying to stay alive through Psionic Storm. Almost got it. This one Defiler wiggling, hanging out. Ah! Run! Skullface. I really feel like they have skulls on their faces for some reason. Look at that wiggle. Such an aggressive wiggle Defilers have. And he does get exploded, but he will be avenged by the Lings and the Hydras. Hydras have +3 armor and +1 attack. The Zerglings are happily sitting on +2 attack and +3 armor, and more High Templar are getting sniped. Is this more? Man, he really wants this Hive, doesn't he? It's only 7 more hits, man. You can get the Hive. But you're worried about these Zerglings, aren't you? Ooh, harmless explosion. That sucks. Tough stuff there. Trying to defend with Storm, with Archons, with everything. Ling's getting into this mineral line, though, and a lot of probes are going down. And I think he's abandoning the base. It's suddenly 128 to 127 supply. And Jaedong is flooding Lings and Hydras right now. He is desperately trying to take the lead right now on overall supply. That Archon comes down the ramp, gets 1 shot off, 2 shots off, and dies. But Reavers on ramps, though. Geesh. All right, so base dies. I assume there was a Reaver in here based on the amount of blood on the ground. The Corsairs are trying to kill Overlords where they can. And they can. Scourge goes down, and I think the drops are open here again. I'm surprised that Jaedong doesn't make a Hive somewhere else. But he's pretty happy. And anytime the Protoss player is on their back foot this hard and the Zerg player is expanding a whole bunch, the Zerg player is okay. He's up in supply. He's supply block, but he's up in supply, and I don't really see that changing anytime soon. Wiping out this base was a major, major deal. You win StarCraft games by denying your opponent's newest sources of income. Or, you know, all of their production, I guess. That'll do, too. If you just jump in here and kill all of their gateways, like, bad things will happen to them. But, I don't know. Like, I'm assuming there's gateways in other places, so. Yeah, look at him coming back in. Poor Jaedong. He has to defend all the way back here. Like, the ground to cover to get all the way back into your main on this base sucks. It's a lot. So the Archons are buffering for more Zealots coming out. I'm telling you, that Hive is ripe for sniping. Good storms. Oh, shuttles down. Zealots. Gotta get something, man. I know there's lurkers out here. I understand that. But kill some stuff. That High Templar doesn't have energy for a storm. What a drop-heavy game from Goojila. I kind of love it. Don't usually see this much drop play, but it's been pretty effective, I gotta say. But suddenly it's 143 to 103 supply. And, well, you know, Jaedong's doing all right. Goojila, again, has beat Jaedong on this channel. I'm just going to tell you right now. He has. I should make Jaedong, Flash, and Bisu playlists, shouldn't I? Look at the massive probe transfer up north. Which the Overlord scouts. Jaedong finally trying to take this base, which you'd think would be like his 3rd, but no. Well, not his 3rd, but like, I don't know. He'd take it sooner than this, I feel like. No? Maybe not. I mean, Goojila didn't take his down on this low ground for a long time either. It's the last base he tried to take. Reavers exposed a little bit out in the open. Jaedong immediately goes for it, but was it a bit of a trap? Really trying to kill the Reavers here, and he gets one. He gets one of the Reavers. Loses a lot of Hydras and Lings for it, but that's probably a fair trade. But yeah, Jaedong just, there's too much. There's just too much of him. Look at the dedicated Hydra hit squad inside of his main base just hanging out. Just waiting for more drops to attempt to come on in here. Overlord scouting about. That is a +3 Archon. Thank you, sir. 39 damage per shot. Splash. Don't forget about the splash. So yeah, hit that like button if you're enjoying this. By the way, you can hit the notification bell and have it set to only personalized recommendations. So, like, if you never click on the StarCraft 2 videos on my channel, they're not going to notify you of the StarCraft 2 videos on my channel. They'll only notify you of the Brood War stuff. So, and it might even be like, you only click on Jaedong casts. We'll only tell you when there's a Jaedong cast. I don't know how it works exactly, but that seems like that's how it would work if I were in charge. Oh, that's so many lurkers. A ground assault is just not going to work. Right there, it turns out. Goojila is trying to take down some of these sources of income, but he's down. The swing in this game is nuts. It was 180 to like 110 for Goojila. Now it's 196 to 109 for Jaedong. How did this happen? It really seems like all that happened was that Jaedong denied Goojila's 5th, and that's all he had to do. High Templar getting focused down on this. Oh, that Reaver, though. Again, that Zergling Blood means Reaver every time. So he does take down one of the 800 bases Jaedong is rolling with right now. DT drop trying to make stuff happen, but there is an Overlord and a million Hydralisks, and I'm not sure that shuttle's getting out, but it does somehow. Impressive play. Reaver's coming up. I mean, Goojila is clawing and scratching and trying to do what he can here to win this game. I really feel like getting the Hive would be a major path to victory, too. It would help. But at this stage, there's just too much defense at home. Too much defense at home for Jaedong to really make it happen. Goojila hasn't even tried to take a 5th base, which I think is a bad sign. He's trying to be aggressive, but he needs to be aggressive and somehow expand at the same time, which is hard to do when you only have 112 supply. Dude, but for real, do you not have detection over here? You just lost a ton of stuff to these. Why? Why would you come down here? You know there's lurkers. Is that just a bad rally? And that's your good game. Goojila taps out. Let's see what he could see. No, he loses vision at the end of the game, don't we? We sure do. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to back it up. Back it up, up, up. Just a bit. Perfect. That'll do. Okay, so this is where we can see what is happening right now. So he's got, took out a base. That's nice. He's trying to kill this base. That's nice. But yeah, he's mined out here. He's mined out here. He's mined out here. He has this one source of income versus Jaedong's all of the things. And sure, there's aggression at most of his all of the things, but he still has this space and this space that he's mining from, and this base that's pretty happy too. Yeah, he saw the writing on the wall. 58 to 51 workers, but so many of these probes are just either oversaturating a base or just not doing anything. And losing this base was the beginning of the end. The pretty good defense from Jaedong at his main base was really enough to kind of buy him the time to be aggressive with the 5th and expand a whole bunch, and Goojila couldn't keep up. So nice job by him. I mean, we see, of all the 3 players that I mentioned earlier, the Jaedong, Bisu, Flash, like Jaedong has the lowest win rate on this channel. And I think it's just because I'm doing a lot of ZVPs, and he can struggle with late game ZVP. He really can. Not that he's bad or anything, but it's just late game ZVP can give him more troubles than than anything else, really. So good job by him. I have a lot of ZVPs from Jaedong because a lot of practice matches against Goojila and Perfect Man especially. A bunch more I can actually bust out here too if you're interested, and I'm sure that you are. But great job, man. Jaedong, really solid game, and the first person perspective I think was fun. So again, let me know in the comments what you thought about that, because I'm very curious. End of the day, 222,000 points for Jaedong, 202,000 for Goojila. 772 Zerg units produced. Only 262 Protoss units produced. That's nuts. Look at that discrepancy. And the killing goes about as well as you would expect it to. And then the number of bases. Yeah, this wasn't particularly a close match. I really like what Goojila did with the harassment, especially in the main base. Especially all the damage he did in the main base, because that is not something we see a lot of in PvZ. But Goojila went for it, couldn't quite pull it off, and Jaedong comes out on top here today for your Saturday. All right, well, you know what? That's going to be it for me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch. all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.